Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us this week.
So we are live here in Danielle's kitchen living room space, and we've got a studio audience. Hiya! Got some ladies back there, and we're doing a wine tasting tonight.
We are. I'm excited. So, how was your week, though? What did you do this
It
week?
was a week. I helped my parents buy a puppy, which is pretty much just the best thing ever because it's a puppy.
So when you pet dogs for a living, puppies are nothing. So I wish I still had that excitement. I'm like puppy. Oh,
I don't have to take care of it. I just snuggle it and leave.
that works.
How was your week?
My week is good. So I actually went to Amish country to kind of get away. Bought some fun new decorations. So that's always fun.
Yep. If you follow us on Instagram, you can go look at our stories and you'll see some of her decorations and the poll that I gave, which is a really bad poll. And if you go watch it, you'll understand.
So I may have bought pastries, and I don't even like pastries, but they look really cute under the glass dish on my kitchen counter.
Yeah.
So if you like pastries, please come over and eat them, because they're going to go bad by the time I eat them.
Yeah.
So we have a fun guest.
Yes, we have Amanda here. She is with the Traveling Vineyard, if you can tell by her awesome purple shirt. And yes, there goes our sign because we're live. So I had Amanda to my house a year or two ago. We don't for sure remember how long ago, to do a wine tasting class, and it was awesome. Apparently, I don't retain much information because I still drink wine out of a box.
I'm just here because we mentioned Skittles.
Yeah, so it's a little embarrassing. But she did an awesome job, and usually these classes that she teaches are like 2 hours long and really informative and really fun because you taste wine the whole time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pair it with food.
Pair it with food. Super fun. But we're going to do an abbreviated version of that tonight.
Yeah.
We want you guys all to learn something, and if you like what you see, you can book a class
You can
with her as
contact
well.
her anytime, and
Be happy to come.
she will come to your house and kind of...
As long as you live in the greater Akron area.
Yeah.
If you're in California, I mean, maybe. If you fly her, then
Maybe online. Do you do
I
it
could.
online?
I could do online, I think. Yeah, I have
She can
to
give you
check
like a
into that.
list, and
Yeah.
just contact us, and we'll make it happen.
So yeah.
Great. So what do you have for us today?
Well,
we're really excited to kind of hear and learn.
Do you want to start with some trivia?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
So how many grapes does it take to make your average bottle of wine? Anybody?
Studio audience, help us. Call a friend.
Ooh, phone a friend.
Phone a friend, please.
Phone a friend.
We have
How
the guys
about
with
Google?
1,000.
1,500.
Okay. How about if we do pounds?
Oh, pounds. I'm going with 10.
We have the guess
Okay.
of 5 pounds, of 10 pounds.
I'm not even
Anybody
guessing.
else?
I'm gonna guess 50 because I feel like I should be absurd.
I'm
In
gonna
a
guess.
bottle of wine?
In a bottle.
I'm gonna wait. How many grapes? I'm gonna
No,
guess
how
like
many pounds of grapes?
pounds. 5.
It's 2.5.
Oh wow.
Okay.
I like mine very grapey, obviously.
Okay.
Obviously,
How
because
many,
you drink grape juice.
I drink grape juice.
Moscato.
how many
Watch
gallons
last week's.
of wine?
Much last week.
How many gallons of wine are produced from 1 acre of grapevines? How many gallons of wine are produced from 1 acre of grapevines?
500.
Alex.
You have
Alex
to say
Trebek.
what is.
I like
What
to phone
is
a friend,
500?
But the friend that I would phone is actually Bethany. So
Bethany.
How about 700?
I'm going with
Closer.
700. I trust her.
The answer is 800.
Wow.
She would be my phone
She's a
friend.
good guess.
She would be my phone friend,
Is that-
especially if it has to do with wine. Actually, I would probably call her husband.
You would probably call Michael.
Yeah, I would call Michael. So I needed wine bottles this week. Like somebody needed them for a wedding, and I was like, Michael, are you up for this challenge?
We
Why
only
did,
have
oh,
one.
because
You
you know
should've
I drink out of
contacted me.
boxes, so you
You
didn't
drink out of
contact
boxes.
me.
So when I needed 30 wine bottles in, what was it, a month? 30 days. Or wait, 2
We
months?
may have covered your need.
Yeah, I needed 30 wine bottles in 2 months. And I called Michael and I was like, I have a new situation. I need 30 wine bottles. He's like, I got you. And no joke, I got 33 in 60 days.
That's amazing.
You should preface that with it was Thanksgiving
It
and
was
we
a
had
holi-
Friendsgiving.
I am so sorry.
Oh.
It was a holiday season. So he might have been drinking more than normal.
And with friends.
And with friends.
Including Danielle.
Including me.
All right, next question.
Okay.
Moving on.
I have to keep Danielle
According-
moving.
According to scientist Bill Lembeck, there are approximately how many million bubbles in a bottle of champagne?
Million.
How many million
3.
bubbles in a bottle?
3.
20.
She just straight said no.
I was thinking 6.
Melissa,
You guys
you're
are
awfully
way out.
quiet over here. Right here. 50. Oh, bubbles.
How many 70 million
72.
bubbles.
72.
No.
500.
49 million bubbles.
Wow.
49 million bubbles in one
That is
bottle of
definitely more than
champagne.
my 5.
One
That's
bottle.
crazy. One bottle.
Wow.
Yeah.
How big's the bottle though? Because I drink pretty big bottles.
I'm assuming it's a normal size bottle.
Okay.
It doesn't say.
Wow.
Not the jumbo
Okay.
size, Danielle.
Not my
No.
jumbo size. Okay.
Which, by the way, is another question. What is a 1.5 liter bottle of wine called?
A glass of wine on a Friday night.
That is a fun Friday night.
A glass of wine on Friday night.
A
Those
1.5
little ones
liter.
are just for Mondays and Tuesday nights.
Yeah, that's just a starter.
Yeah, those
A
are Monday,
barrel?
Tuesday, and Wednesday night. They're like happy
No.
hours on the beginning of the weekend.
It starts with an M.
Mega?
Close.
A Monty?
No.
The full Monty.
Full Monty.
Yeah, that's a thing, right?
Anybody else want to take a guess?
I pass.
It's called a Magnum.
Ooh.
One of the big bottles.
Well, next time I send my husband to the store, I'm going to say, get us a Magnum.
I'm
Yeah.
just going to stay quiet at this
But,
point.
but then you could get the ice cream to go with it.
Okay, I was thinking ice cream, guys. I was thinking ice cream.
I have done a wine and ice cream tasting before. It was fun.
Your mom's here.
My mom is here, so I was thinking ice cream. We're gonna go with that.
Of course. Okay, last one. How many gallons of wine are in a single barrel? So, you know, they put the wine in the barrels. How many bottles of wine are in a
50.
barrel?
How many bottles?
Or, I'm
No,
sorry, how many
gallons.
gallons?
How many gallons? 50 gallons.
60. Just because I want to be.
Bingo.
Look at that! I know something.
Right on.
You guessed something.
I know something.
Okay.
Moving on. Next
Whatever
question.
you want to believe.
That's it. Those are
Ah.
all my questions.
I liked it.
I drink out of barrels often, obviously.
Apparently.
Just put a straw in it.
Last week you drank out of a box.
Moving on.
If you didn't see it, watch it back.
Was it straight from the tap?
It definitely was.
It was straight from the box. Yes.
Nice.
Not one of my proudest
She was
moments.
triple dog dared 7
I
times.
was. I actually objected to
Well,
this
hey,
several
you
times.
can't reject that.
I can't. I did it
Yeah.
for the audience. See, I will do anything for the viewers. Please
Yeah.
do not triple dog
Not
dare me to do
anything.
anything else.
And anything's not the right answer.
Anything.
No.
This is why
All
she's
right.
still my phone a friend. So what do you have for us today?
Well, I have some fun things.
Okay.
Amy told everybody to have some Skittles on
If you've
hand.
got Skittles, get them
Get
out.
your
I even
Skittles
searched
out.
like all of Amish country for Skittles. First off, Amish people don't believe in Skittles.
Apparently.
The looks that I got, I had to drive 10 miles out of Amish country to a gas station and still got funny looks.
Well,
Okay.
either
and
way,
then,
if
and
you
then
don't
trying to take a picture in front of a buggy.
You know what else will work? If you don't have Skittles, you can use jelly beans.
Oh.
We're getting into jelly bean season. She has enough.
Yeah.
I have some here too.
And if you don't have them with you right now to do this, you really
You can
should do
reach
it later because even if you're
Yeah.
not part of the surprise, like, it's amazing.
Yeah, really cool. All right, so you guys take a Skittle. Does not matter what
Pick a
kind.
color, any
Just
color.
pick whichever one you want.
Melinda's already ate a pound of Skittles tonight, guys.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so what you're going, I start all of my wine tastings like this. It's like an experiment that I like to do to show you how your sense of smell and your sense of taste work together. So what you're gonna do is you're just gonna start by plugging your nose, put the Skittle in your mouth, keep your nose plugged, and chew up the Skittle. So your nose is plugged and you're chewing up the Skittle. I'm gonna unplug so I can talk normally.
We are doing this on live
Can
TV,
you
just so you
guys
know.
taste what flavor of the Skittle you have?
No idea.
No.
None.
So go ahead and unplug your nose.
Oh, now I can.
And
that's
now
creepy.
you should get the
Oh, that's
fruity flavor
weird.
from the Skittle. Isn't that cool?
Yes.
It's so cool.
So this has
It
to do
blows
with,
my mind every time.
isn't it neat?
I've done
I
it
know.
10 times
Like-
and I'm still like,
She's still
My
impressed.
oh,
kids
my
do
smell
this.
does affect my taste.
Yeah. So this has to do with your sense of smell and your sense of taste. So when you're chewing up the Skittle, your body is warming it up to your body temperature. The aromas are traveling off of your tongue into your sinuses, your olfactory senses, which is your sense of smell, where your brain makes that connection, and where you can say, oh, this is a grape or strawberry or lemon Skittle. But when you block your sense of smell, you can't get those aromas, can't travel up into your sinuses, and so you can't tell what flavor you have. And so we equate, the flavor of food that we eat and, anything that you're
Is
eating.
this why
and
they
drinking.
say if you don't like something, plug your nose?
Yes. I just told my daughter yesterday to take her medicine. I said, plug your nose first and swallow it.
My grandmother used to tell me that. She used to tell me she'd give me a
Smart.
clothespin to put on my nose so I
Did
would
you
eat her
believe
dinner.
her back then?
No, I still didn't eat her dinner.
Well,
Now I wish she would just make me dinner.
you owe her an apology.
I do.
Yes.
Sorry, Grandma.
So it totally
Sorry,
works.
Grandma. Mom, tell Grandma I said sorry.
So when I do my wine tastings and we're tasting the wine, I'm teaching about, the flavor of the wine, the aromas of the wine. And so all of those things that you're tasting in the wine are really the aromas that you're smelling. Awesome. So that's my Skittle trick.
Love
Kinda
it.
cool, huh?
Thanks for sharing that.
Sure.
Definitely do that at home.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Fun.
Okay, so I have a couple of wines here. So this is our Peekaboo Chardonnay.
Oh, that's cute.
Isn't that adorable?
And I
It's a little-
usually judge wine off the bottle.
It's a
So
little
I
that's a
judge
good
from the
start.
label.
Voila.
I am one that judges from the cover.
So you can probably tell where this wine is from. It's from Australia. It has a little baby koala on it.
Super cute.
So you guys can go ahead and pour.
No, I
Oh, do you want to talk about your cup first?
I accidentally had a little bit of
Oh,
red
let's
So,
wine
do that.
before we started.
You can leave that in.
So
actually.
again, I went to Amish country today, and so
So
I had to
know
buy new
that.
wine glasses. So mine says Acuna Moscato. It means drink wine.
It means drink grape juice.
It means drink grape juice.
Because
I'm not ashamed
Moscato-
of that. Remember, this show is not about shaming each other.
I think I'm going to shame you about the Moscato, but only the Moscato and all season long.
Okay, and then I got Amy this one.
Yeah, this is wine because punching people in the face is illegal. I'm just saying.
I
knew
may have got that
yes.
because she's my partner. in
I know
this.
you're all laughing on the other side of that camera.
She may want to punch me real soon. You're mixing with red.
I
You
am.
should have rinsed that glass.
I should have rinsed the glass, but I
It's
didn't.
okay. I'm gonna
We need to. Yeah, let's pass it all around and then we'll get back.
Yay.
Melinda's like, I'm not getting up. There we go.
You took some, right?
I did not.
Oh.
You took the bottle from me.
I'm
here,
sorry.
That's okay. I'm good.
It'll come back to you.
I need a little bit too. to
Oh,
demonstrate. That's okay.
sorry, guys.
No
So
worries.
while we're passing our wine, if you have wine at home, you should be grabbing some kind of white right now. It'll probably relate in some capacity.
Do you want to talk about our shirts because you were so proud of these? Let's
I
talk about
am
these.
so proud of these. So I've been working with Human Unlimited. It is a local brand here in Akron. Has a huge Facebook following, so you should go follow it. We'll tag it in the comments. But I got Danielle and I these shirts because they're all about essentially being a badass woman. Hopefully that
Are you
word's
allowed to say-
allowed on this show.
I don't know. Did we talk about that on
Um,
our ratings? Well, it
no.
is now.
But I just said it.
So mine
So-
is really fun. Can you
It
read it?
says she will
Do you-
rise,
do you read it?
rise with a spine of steel
We didn't rehearse
and a
this.
roar like thunder.
I need this shirt right now.
Yeah. And mine says rise up, and it's got flowers and poppies, and they're exploding.
So, and I have to say, like, thank you very much for my shirt, but it arrived in this like cute bag with this cute note. They are great for gifts.
They're so great for gifts.
So
They come with a personalized card.
I loved it. I
Good
loved it. I
stuff.
was excited.
Yeah.
Excited. So
So now
thank
we
you.
passed the wine. You're welcome.
Yes. Now we're good. Tell
Okay.
us about this.
So first I want to talk about just some of the science things behind wine, like some of the key factors that influence how a wine is going to smell and taste, like the body, things like that. Those are some of the things that we look for when I do a wine tasting. So there's the grape varieties, like the different areas where the grapes are grown really influence the body and how sweet it is, how dry it is, and things like that. So whites are usually grown in a cool climate. And so that means that they usually have a little bit less alcohol. They're a lighter body, and they typically have more acid and less tannin. So, and then hot climates is where reds are usually grown, and those usually have more alcohol, fuller body, and more tannin and less acid. So it's
Maybe
kind of
that's like
opposites.
Whoa, whoa,
maybe
whoa.
that's why I like the red.
Red has more alcohol.
Yes.
See, so I may have drank out of the box, but you were drinking more anyway. Now I feel
Fair.
better.
fair.
And Zinfandel, if you like Zinfandel, Zinfandel grape has more sugar than other red grapes, and so when they're making the wine and adding the yeast for that sugar to ferment, there's more sugar to convert into alcohol. So that's why Zinfandel has more alcohol. Just so you
Just
know.
buy me Zinfandel.
Just buy me
Yeah.
sugar. I just need sugar packets. We'll just dump them in.
You like white lies.
Yes, I do drink white lies, and that's why Amy says I just drink grape juice.
And that's from Wolf Creek Winery. So if you guys are local,
Yes.
go over to
Yeah,
Wolf
they have
Creek and
really
get the
nice
white lies
outdoor
if you
space.
like grape juice.
So Sweet Bethany has tried. Her husband and her have tried very hard to get me to drink other wines,
It
and
doesn't work.
now they've just concluded that when I come over, they just get white lies because they're like nothing works.
That's a good friend.
True. You know what you like, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay, so the other thing that really influences a wine style is the environment in which it's grown, which is called the terroir. Terroir. I always have a hard time saying that. Terroir. So the soil influences that. So like a rocky soil is good for growing vines because there's fossils in those rocks, and so those fossils are providing nutrients, and they have better drainage. So you want better drainage. You don't want wet soil. And also other things you want to factor in are like the sun exposure to the vines. So, and then the next thing you would want to think about is if you want your vines growing close to the ground, if you want them to be elevated. There's all these decisions that go into growing grapes, making the wine.
So where
things
is
like
your
that. So,
where do your favorite wines come from?
probably Spain, I would say. I like Spanish wines like Tempranillo, Garnacha, things like that.
But is that why? So I am a Moscato drinker, but then I prefer California Moscato
Okay.
over other areas. Is that?
Wait. You don't just only like Moscato, but you have a certain Moscato you like?
I do have a certain Moscato, but if I am not
just
drinking, if I am not drinking Wolf Creek, and I'm at someone else's home, or I'm at like I still will drink. I mean, I'm not.
You're not rude.
I'm not rude. I mean, you can't be a rude wine drinker. So if they have other options, I do prefer California. Is that just probably their soil or the way that they grow it?
It probably has to do with a lot of different things. How they grow it, if it's grown in an area where they have a lot of, California is a very sunny state, so that sun is ripening the grapes and developing the sugars, which is going to make
I like
it
sunny
sweeter.
sugars. You hear that?
And just the way that they're making it, like they are possibly, cutting off the fermentation process and allowing those natural sugars to come out even more. So
Interesting.
yeah, there's a lot of different things. So another thing is, how you're going to treat the vines. If you're going to, obviously you don't want to use too many pesticides or things like that. Like I know with Traveling Vineyard, they try to choose growers that don't use a lot of pesticides, grow their crops organically and things like that. So there's this interesting thing that I talk about at my wine tastings. In South Africa, they have this jet stream or wind system that's blowing through the area called the Cape Doctor. And so it's like a dry southeast wind that blows through the area, and so it inhibits any kind of like pests or fungus or anything that's growing on their vines. And so those growers there don't really need to use anything to control to keep that at bay. And so the Cape Doctor in South Africa.
That's
So,
awesome.
isn't
That
cool?
is interesting.
Yeah, very. And then another thing that you would want to consider is how you're going to age or ferment your wine, whether you're going to put it in oak, which you get oxygen into that, and so that's going to affect how it ages, what kind of oak. You can do American oak, French oak. French oak is going to bring in kind of like a smoky cigar box element to the wine. American oak is going to bring in like a vanilla kind of taste to the wine, or you can do stainless steel.
I love the smoky cigar, which I don't like the smell of smoke or cigars otherwise, but in a wine, I love it in a wine.
Yeah.
Not me.
Dry, of course not, because Moscato's not smoky. But a dry red that's really smoky is like favorite.
Cool.
Nothing.
I like it too.
Nothing.
Okay, so we'll get started with tasting this wine.
You all have.
So
Perfect.
I also have another experiment that we're gonna do. So
Yes.
these are grapes and lemons. I want you guys to take one of these each.
Okay.
And then we'll pass to the ladies. I love doing this experiment too. This is a real eye opener that kind of just, we focus a lot on the food
We're getting a
pairing
couple comments.
aspect of tasting wine, why food is important to tasting wine. Wine is meant to be a condiment to your food, and so this just kind of opens your eyes a little bit.
We're getting a lot of fun comments.
Yeah.
Lily Lush. That has become my new nickname.
Is
from
that
Kathy.
you, Danielle?
Lily Lush.
Oh, we should have done our wine names.
She said
Mine's
Lily
Jimmy
Lush
Shake and
is
all that.
never rude when wine's involved. I'm not a rude person when wine's involved.
You're not rude
Oh, thank
ever.
you. Thank you.
No questions. Italy
Rebecca
has
says that Italy has the best wines ever.
no sugar added.
I agree.
illegal.
You guys
What?
went to
It's
Italy
the
a
only
couple
place
years ago.
it's the only place I've visited. Like, well, I've been to Mexico, but it's like the best vacation I've ever been on. Obviously, is Italy. But since then, I just claimed that Italy, like Italian wines, are my favorite. Just
Well, it
'cause I've
says
been
that
there.
it's illegal.
Not because of any facts.
It's illegal to add sugar to wine in Italy. I'm not
Interesting.
visiting Italy, or I'm not drinking wine.
We might have to go on a business trip.
Oh, okay. I'll do
All right.
anything business.
So back the grapes and the lemon.
Okay, so the first step when you have your glass of wine is you want to hold it up and you want to look at the color.
I
So the
ruined my
color-
color with the red.
Hers
Yeah.
is a little blushy.
Look
so
at theirs.
Chardonnay is a pretty yellow-hued wine. So if
Okay.
you have like a Pinot Grigio or Sauvignon Blanc, it's going to be more pale than this. The technical color of this is brilliant lemon yellow. I mean, I would say it's pretty yellow. You want to make sure that it's vibrant and brilliant. It's not cloudy or dull or anything like that. This would actually get darker over time. So like in a year or two's time, this would get a little bit darker. And then with reds, they get a little bit more pale. They lose, they kind of get more, I guess, cloudy or whatever, and they lose some of their red pigment. The next step is the body, which Amy and I were talking about that she kind of likes this trick. So you want to tilt your glass to the side, and then you want to bring it back up, and you're just kind of looking for how the wine was clinging to the side of the glass and how slowly I can really see it on your
Mine's
glass.
super slow.
How slow or how quickly
Super
it's
slow.
falling down. This is called the
legs.
The legs of the wine.
I like wine with good legs.
Yeah. This definitely. So
Oh my.
so
Oh,
this,
my.
It felt
I will
appropriate
tell
to
you
say.
for a white, this is a medium to full bodied wine. So it's you can see the legs sliding down slowly. If it were a light to medium bodied wine, you wouldn't see them hanging there as long.
That has to do with the thickness
The
then?
thickness of the
Okay.
wine, the viscosity. Is the viscosity.
There's me a
Um,
spelling and grammar test.
Yes.
I failed. I don't even need to take it.
So it's like the mouthfeel of the wine, how it's
Yeah.
going to feel as you're sipping it.
Okay.
This has to do with the alcohol content in the wine. So a more fuller bodied wine is going to have more alcohol. It also has to do with the sugar content in the wine. So like an ice wine, or like we have a sweet rosé that is fuller bodied, and that definitely has more sugar. So those are kind of the two main factors that are going to influence.
They have thinner legs,
They would have thicker legs.
thicker legs.
More sugar
They
and
would
more
cling
alcohol.
longer.
is
Did
more
anyone
fuller
see my
bodied.
shirt today on Facebook? I changed.
She
Yes.
literally had a shirt that said thick
I wore
thighs and thin patience.
I wore a shirt all day today around Amish country, so the looks that I got from the Amish men were pretty funny. It said thick thighs but thin patience.
I like it.
It worked
That's
perfect.
funny.
So we both like thick legs on wine, but yours is because of sugar and mine is because of the high full-bodied alcohol content of the red. I'm a little embarrassed.
I'm not.
Okay.
Maybe she should be the Lily Lush. Then.
Maybe I should be the next Lily Lush.
Yeah, Kathy has named me Lily Lush.
I like it.
Kathy will give me a different name.
Kathy,
I don't
she
doubt
needs
it.
a nickname.
Okay.
Let's do this.
Okay.
But I really want to taste this, so.
So we're
do it.
getting closer, I promise. So the next step is where you want to smell it. So you want to stick your nose down there, get a good whiff, swirl it around in your glass.
This is a lot to just drink wine.
It is. It becomes second nature. So
Well, if
after
it's an
you swirl
expensive
it,
bottle, now you'll appreciate
you
it
really
more.
want to. So after you swirl it, smell it again. So the second time that you smell it, it should be more aromatic, right? You can get more of the aromas of the wine, right?
Yeah.
Working for everybody
Bethany's
back
sticking
there?
your fingers in her wine back
There's
there.
a hair in my wine. So,
Aw,
It's not mine.
so I feel like I need
You
to,
brought
like-
your own glass.
because it's Tupperware.
Okay, so we swirled it, we smelled it. We're smelling bright green apple and white flowers.
I actually smell apple.
Can't you? Yeah.
I really wish
So
you said you smelled
Chardonnay-
the flowers.
I
And-
don't smell
and,
flowers.
like,
I smell
specifically
white.
Yellow or golden delicious apple or green apple is inherent to a Chardonnay,
Okay.
and white flowers. There just depends on what kind of Chardonnay, but that's typically like apple you'll smell. Okay, we can take a sip.
All right.
So do you taste that apple? I can definitely taste the apple.
I definitely can taste the
The
apple.
bright green apple, the white flowers. There's a little bit of lemon in there.
I can taste the lemon.
I taste lemon. No grape
One
juice.
thing that you can do if you've ever been to a winery and you see people like swishing the wine in their mouth like mouthwash, that is to get the wine all over the surface of your mouth, your tongue and everything, so that the aroma is just there's more surface area for it to get up into your sinuses and your
I
olfactory
went to a
senses
wine
get more of
tasting
the
once
aroma.
where the guy insisted that you take a swig of the wine and then you like gargle it essentially.
Yeah.
Which was cool, except that you're in a room of people gargling wine and then like sometimes it came out of their mouths and it was a disaster, but also like you could like experience the aeration
Yeah,
before and
uh-huh.
after.
Yep. Okay, so now we're gonna do the grape and the lemon.
All
This
right.
is super
Okay.
fun. Okay, so we'll do the grape first.
The look on your face is priceless. Angela knows I didn't like it.
Because it's not Moscato.
It's not grape juice. Angela, thanks for pointing that out.
Pick up your grape, put it in your mouth, chew it up. You can swallow that grape, take another sip of the wine, and tell me what you think of the taste after you chew it. Good or bad?
Ooh, it's better.
Okay.
I got that down without a gross face. Not for Sarah.
Sarah is dying.
Sarah does not like
bitter.
And
It doesn't.
no.
So I said it was better, and no one else did.
No one else
Okay,
thinks
I have
so.
a theory to this. Did you like it?
No.
And nobody liked it back there.
No.
Okay.
Bethany
You're
and
weird,
Sarah
girlfriend.
really.
Okay.
I feel like
Are
I'm
you
always
All right,
alone.
I'm gonna explain this. All right, so now let's do the lemon wedge. Suck on the lemon wedge. Get that lemon juice on your tongue.
Oh, no, thank you.
Oh, but
Take
the-
another sip of the wine.
Better than that wine.
Tell me what you think.
Yeah. Oh,
Better.
that's so much
So much
better.
better.
Oh, that's
Better.
disgusting.
One of these things is not like the other.
Oh my!
Okay.
I couldn't even
So.
pretend at that point.
That one just felt like it.
It,
To me,
like,
it almost didn't
Enhanced
taste
it
anymore.
to
Right.
me. Like I felt like it
That
tasted
was
better.
horrible.
Right. Smoother,
Yes.
sweeter,
Yeah.
not in the, with the
I
grape
felt
it
like
tasted bitter.
before it was
So bitter.
Yeah, it was so
Obviously,
bitter.
I am all alone in this.
So,
That was nasty.
You have a different palate than the rest of us.
Okay.
So this has to do with your
At
tongue,
least science
the
says
regions
so.
on your tongue, the sweet, sour, salty, and bitter, the things that you can actually taste. So when you eat the grape, it's sweet. You feel in the sweet receptors on your tongue. So when you sip the wine,
Uh-huh.
you can't taste any
That's
of the
why it was
sweetness.
better to me because I
All
like
you can
sweet.
taste is the bitter acid. And my theory is that people that like really sweet wines like the grape because they have more sweet receptors. I'm not a doctor. I'm just saying that's kind of my theory. So then with the lemon wedge, it's the
That
opposite.
lemon was nasty.
It was so
You
good.
fill in the
Joanne
sour
loves you,
receptors.
Joanne.
And
They like
so
you.
much.
Joanne, I love you too.
so
I have
after
that
the lemon
one.
wedge, the wine tastes
And look at
smoother
that.
because you've kind of leveled out the acid and you can pick up more of the residual sugar.
No thanks, I'll pass on that.
Yeah.
We'll put that over on Amy's
And it just
side.
went to my mouth.
Okay,
It's
so
like-
this wine, this is why we put the focus
Oh,
on why we do
popcorn.
this. Oh,
I thought we
yourself
were done
some more.
with that one.
No, we're gonna do popcorn.
She's like drinking her whole glass of here.
So this is why Traveling Vineyard, we put the focus
No.
on the food pairings because with the grape and the lemon, with the exact same wine, you got two different reactions. One good, one bad.
So with this, I'm gonna feel like I'm
So-
watching a movie.
Yeah.
Send red wine, please.
So this
It'll come
wine
soon.
I
goes
know.
really well with buttered popcorn. Chardonnay and buttered popcorn is like your perfect Friday night. Put on a chick flick. Send the kids into the other room
I think
to
that was
watch a
permission.
movie, and you're like good to go.
Okay.
Totally
I
permission.
don't know if
Say
we're
to eat
getting
the
the
popcorn
chick
yet.
flick.
I know, but the popcorn's
So,
good, so I
You
started eating
can.
it.
Go ahead. You can eat the popcorn. Take a sip of the Chardonnay. It's going to go really well together, especially with an oak Chardonnay. The butter.
We just got
Um,
permission to drink wine while
I am
watching
such a
Yes.
fan of the bourbon barrel rums.
Ooh.
Or not rums, the bourbon barrel wine.
Wines. Yes.
Those are
So
my
that's-
favorite.
I don't know that I don't think we
Oh,
have
that's
any of
good.
those,
All right,
Oh, I
let's
but
do
I
like
have
rum.
tasted them.
Rum is always good.
That actually makes
So,
me,
yeah.
Rum
that
is so
actually makes
good.
me enjoy white wine.
No, that's
The
really
popcorn?
that's just as bad. Oh my gosh.
Danielle,
I'm sorry.
you're broken.
I'm sorry.
You're broken.
Okay.
My
Just so you
face
know.
my face can't lie. I have a really bad poker
4
face.
against 1. 4
So
people
what-
love it. 1 person no.
The popcorn was good.
Rebecca has a white popcorn, chocolate, and wine.
I need more wine for this
Yeah, we
one.
don't have any more wine. Oh, here, yeah.
It's hard to try it
Let's
with the
fill you
wine.
up.
Please and thank you.
So the other thing I want to talk about is the proper temperature for
Thank you.
chilling wines.
Okay, that's enough.
So, with whites, do you remember the rule that we talked about at your wine tasting?
It feels familiar, but I can't remember. You remember? She was at my wine tasting.
I think.
It's a number.
Okay. Well, I thought it was like an hour and then out for 20 minutes.
That's it.
But then, like, because isn't it something about Americans tend to have their white wine too cold and their red wine too warm?
Exactly. That's
You're
exactly
being
it.
moved.
I'm
I'm
being
impressed.
moved.
I
I'm
do
being
remember that I'm
funny.
supposed to actually chill my red wine.
Yes.
And I don't.
So 20.
I chill my grapes.
So we're on to
Okay.
it. So the 2020
Good
rule.
memory, Sarah.
I know. I am really impressed. So with your whites, you want to have that.
Wait, what is Angela talking about? Now we hear a commercial for Tums. What is she talking about?
What?
I don't know.
The acid, maybe?
Tums,
Yeah,
tums.
Acid in
Oh
the
yes.
wine.
I might need some Tums.
Okay.
So with your whites, you want to have that chilled for an hour or two before you plan to drink it, and you want to take that out of the refrigerator and just let it sit out for about 20 minutes before you open it.
I
It's
don't do that.
torture to just have that wine sit there, but it's worth it because it brings out more of the aromas in the wine. If you drink it straight out of the fridge, it's too cold and you get too much of the acid. It's just too, it's not fruity enough.
I do not do
And
that.
the red we're supposed to put
In the
fridge
refrigerator
for
for 20 minutes.
And leave it. I've always.
No,
Like for
just
20
put it in for 20 minutes and it brings the temperature down. Or you can use like one of those covers to put around the bottle of the wine.
I don't
something
drink
like that.
wine anyway.
And it just cuts down
People
on that
keep
burning
buying me
alcohol
gifts
taste.
of red wine, and
She has a cover on the red one, so you'll get to see.
Send the wine to my
I
house.
have a collection of red wine. So if you like red wine, come over and drink it.
No. I do. Just send it home with me.
She said no.
Or me.
Never mind. Amy's
Or
drinking
any of
all
us
the
back
wine.
here.
You got a
Back
couple.
here wants
You
red
have
wine.
a whole room full of people that will.
And
pick
I have
it up
food
at the end.
because I like to feed people I love. We may have made too much food again tonight.
It's true.
Okay. All right. So did you guys like it with the popcorn?
No.
No.
You're good, right?
No.
No.
I
thank
you.
loved
Okay.
it with the popcorn. It actually makes me want to like have white wine in the house.
Yeah.
On purpose.
My
No, thank
favorite.
you.
Especially because I like to drink wine while watching The Bachelor or Bachelorette, and that's really fun to do with popcorn.
That was exactly what I was thinking. I was
See?
like,
That sounds
I
fun.
don't even
Only one.
watch The Bachelor, but I'm like, Amy's gonna drink this and watch The Bachelorette.
Yeah.
Have you seen who the new Bachelorette is, though?
Hey,
Sorry to get off.
We don't
really
like her.
bad. She's really that bad.
she's pretty bad.
I'm sorry.
I haven't watched it in a while.
Well, you're not gonna want.
No, you're gonna want to. It's me.
Depending on the
It's
type
gonna
of
be
person
great.
you are, determines if you want to watch this season.
I don't
Okay.
watch it.
I'm
Apparently,
not-
I'm a bad person.
I am not a person that likes to judge people or talk about them, but she gets everything right on the table. Like she asks for it.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
It's not my cup of tea.
Okay, so have you
But I'm
ever
like, fix it
wondered
over.
about the different where the different flavors and aromas come from in the wine? Like, do they add raspberries to the wine? Do they add
Yes.
lemons? Do
Yes,
they add
actually, yes.
tropical fruits? Do they add nuts?
Yeah, because I feel like they'll say it has aromas of these 10 things. I'm like, but how?
Yeah,
But I only can taste one usually.
right.
I usually can't taste
Just
that.
eat the lemon.
I have to take a sip and identify each thing individually, and sometimes it's difficult.
I don't.
I don't have a
time
very
for you to like.
yeah,
Yeah,
no,
to
it
learn
has
it.
definitely.
Okay.
And I've just learned over time, like Chardonnay, apple. What are some of the other ones? Like Merlot is like cherry flavor.
Do you think if you had blind wines in front of you that you're at a point where you could taste it and taste the apple and say, I think that's a Chardonnay?
I don't know.
We
I don't think
considered-
I'm at that point yet.
So
Maybe with a few.
when we made this show, when we were like at Amy's house discussing the show, we were gonna do blind Bird Box wine tasting, but then we figured by the time this show came out that may be like
It was a
old
little
news.
dead. Yeah.
But that was originally our idea, was to do like Bird Box wine tasting with.
Maybe if they come out with a bird box too.
Oh, we're on it.
There's still time.
That'd be
We're
fun.
on it.
Okay, so where those compounds come from happen during fermentation. So there's different things that happen when the sugar is converted into alcohol. There's these different chemical compounds that are happening. So I'm going to read you a couple of these and tell you what these things are. So the esters in the wine, or during the fermentation that happen, you get fruit and flowers. The pyrazines, I feel like we're in a chemistry class.
Yeah.
The pyrazines in the wine are herbs. So like bell pepper, grass. Sauvignon Blanc typically has like an herb or grass. It can be grassy.
I can't imagine tasting wine and be like, that tastes like
Like grass.
and I like it.
Right. I'm sure
Just
you
drink
if
more
you
and you'll
drink
forget
red,
about it.
you ladies seem to like red. If you've had red, you will sometimes hear that it has like a mocha or
Yeah.
chocolate,
And I can't say I've tasted that.
coffee.
Wait, whoa,
that
what?
comes from the
Coffee and
pyrazines.
wine? Now
Yeah.
you're speaking my language.
Yes.
What?
Red wines, some of them have coffee.
No
Yeah.
thanks.
Aromas.
I'll just keep
Flavors.
them separate. Life happens between my cup of coffee and my wine glass at night. I have
That's your
to-
day.
That's my day. I have to
Beginning
start.
your bookends.
Yes.
Beginning and end.
Book ends.
The next thing is the terpenes, which you get a lychee or lychee, which is a Chinese fruit flavor. Rose and lavender are the terpenes that come out in the compounds. And then geosmin is where you get like an earthy quality in the wine. So a lot of reds, you'll say it's earthy. So that's that's what some of the compounds that come out in that. Do you guys want to move on to the red?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, I gotta finish this.
Okay.
You have a
I'll let
question.
you do it.
Can I have another grape?
Hey Danielle, you have a question.
I have a question.
You can have all the grapes.
Can I have all
Nobody
the grapes?
likes the grapes but you.
Ruby Vino, that's your nickname.
That's my nickname?
Ruby
Vino.
Vino.
All right.
I like it.
I'll take it. Lily Lush and Ruby Vino.
Woo! I'm gonna eat all the grapes so that I can finish
Yeah, I
this
really
one.
didn't like it. Hey Danielle, do you want the rest of this one?
Oh, they're gonna pass you their white wine.
Sure.
Do you have
So
enough
kind.
grapes? Okay, so this is the little chiller thing that I was talking about that you
Love
can
it.
put on.
So that
to
would have been
chill
in
it.
your freezer,
This was in my freezer.
and then you put it
then you
around
just
the
put it
rest.
in the
Just put it around the bottle. Yep.
Would you
I
say
don't
for
drink
20
white
minutes?
wine though, so.
With this, I would say 10.
How
Okay.
long would you say to put a bottle of wine in the freezer for? Like the whole bottle?
I would do 5 to 10 minutes, but if you take a wet paper towel and wrap it around the bottle and put that in the freezer like that, it will chill it faster.
So I've
So
seen
maybe
that trick,
5.
but only on
Okay.
beer
So-
in college.
5 minutes with a
You
wet
put it
paper
in
towel
too long,
around
I
it in the
found it
freezer
was
for
worse.
20 minutes in the fridge.
Right.
I left
Exactly.
it
that
Or-
before turning
or
on.
This
Yes.
shenanigan for 10
We think
minutes.
it looks
Yeah,
like a
exactly.
blood pressure cuff,
Alright, I'm
kind
It
of.
does look like a blood pressure cuff. That's
Okay.
a good point. So Bethany said this looks like a blood pressure.
It totally does.
Do you
Or-
think that sometimes wine
Maybe
helps
it's their like,
control your blood pressure?
it's like
It
their
does.
subliminal. It helps lower
Puts
your
it
blood
up.
pressure.
So I have used that. My son plays
Just put this
baseball.
on.
If you have, if you're a runner, or my son played
Sure.
baseball
Would
last
you like
year,
to
so
wear
we put that
I'll
on his
put it on.
elbow after he pitched to kind of,
See?
you know,
That
cool it
wasn't
down.
weird. But yeah,
He
it's kind of
had
like
like
what
Lysol
Lysol
Cited.
had.
It was
Well,
like an ice
Yeah.
It would totally
It goes
I may
in
or
like
may
a
not have
plastic
put that in my
container,
daughter's lunch one
and
day
then
when
you
I
put
couldn't
the
find an
bottle of
ice.
wine in the
There you
bottle
go.
Traveling
container,
vineyard,
so
honey.
and
Take
it
it to
keeps
school.
it cold or
Get me
longer,
some
so
business.
it's
You're in
okay.
kindergarten.
Right.
You know that works. I saw 31 and I sent business cards with my kid all the time. He's better.
Is it cold?
Sure, he's a better seller than I am.
But if you hurt yourself, you could put it on your arm.
Okay.
Everyone
You wanna-
is putting this on their arm.
All
All
right.
right.
You ready to move on to this one?
Let's do this.
You willing to taste the red?
I'm willing to do anything on air. I proved that last week.
Bring on the red, please.
Yeah, they're all going to take bigger portions this time.
I know.
It's a pour.
Would you like the glass? Why are you not trying? He's like, no thanks.
So
I filled this one a little extra.
the
Our
pink
producer is not very excited
I'm
about
so
wine.
extra.
You are extra.
So our producer
Because
asked us
punching
a
people in
question.
the way face
Awesome.
is illegal.
So the pink thing on the top of the bottle is what we call a pourer. And that keeps the wine from dripping down the side of the bottle. So you know
Okay,
if you
so
pour
usually I
Oh,
pour
it's
it,
amazing.
and it's usually my husband and I sharing a bottle of wine in front of the TV with
Right.
the Bachelor.
It always drips.
And I'll pour it, and then I'll go
I
like
always do
this,
the-
Yep.
and I'll lick my finger.
With the pours, you don't have to do
At
that.
least she's
Or
liquor
Amy, you
the
can do
bottle.
the twist thing as you're pouring. Then you
The
twist
twist,
it.
yeah.
I'm
I
not
haven't
good at
perfected
I
that.
still,
Oh,
I
this
still get
smells
the drip that I
so
do with my
good.
finger.
Everyone's so excited about this red wine, and I'm like, do I really
Here,
have to
I
try
have-
this?
This one's from
I have
Portugal,
extra
so I
white
got
for
two of
you.
our
It smells
international
really
wines.
dry
She
though.
has an extra white for you.
Yes.
Guys.
Very
You
good.
have.
More white.
Oh, I'm in
Here,
Yes,
well, I'll just
you do.
we'll just add.
Oh
in.
my gosh.
You get all the white.
Nobody wanted their
Why
white
did-
wine,
Why
so
did
I want
you
the
want
red.
the white
gave it to
wine?
Danielle. Because now we're
It's
moving
a
to
room
red.
full of reds.
We're red
It's a
girls.
party now.
That's all right. More for me then. I get all the white.
We'll have to
I like
aerate
to
the
be
rest of it.
different.
We'll have to
You
aerate the
can
rest of it.
Sorry, man.
I was taught
yeah.
to grow
Oh, forgot
differently.
about that.
Does that not
I'll
sound
take it.
amazing?
Okay, so should we do our 4 steps?
Yes.
Okay.
So
Yes.
we look at
Twist
the
it.
color.
Oh yeah.
We're looking at the color first.
You can't see through it.
The color,
I know
no.
that.
So it's
Like
opaque.
Okay.
Opaque garnet is the color.
Okay.
This wine is from Portugal. Does anybody know what Portugal is known for? What kind of wine?
Well, that's where the last Bachelor jumped the fence.
Oh my gosh, that's true.
I'm just saying. But no, I don't know anything else about what
He
Portugal.
jumped a fence and disappeared for quite some time. Actually,
gosh.
I was watching that
Okay,
with
but
a friend.
Is
Did
it
he go
Malbec?
native?
Pardon me?
Malbec?
No, that's
I do like a good
Argentina.
Malbec. That's Argentina though.
Portugal is known for port.
Port. Oh.
So if you've ever had port, it's a fortified wine.
Portugal,
It's very
makes sense.
rich.
Is it
Um,
like grape juice? And I've never had it.
You know, it's its own thing.
Are you?
I'm a girl that knows what I want and what I like,
Okay,
and that's what I
alright.
settle for.
All right, so,
So
we
with
did the
the
color.
color,
Opaque
okay,
garnet.
we're gonna
The next
tip it.
step, we're gonna tip it. Look at the body.
That's pretty
This
full
is a
body.
medium to full.
Oh, yeah, that's.
No
But
thick
you can
thighs
see
there.
the legs
No thick thighs there.
going down real slow.
Gummy bear.
I feel like I have so many things to teach my husband when I get home.
Yeah.
Or tell us to
Subtitlers.
tune in.
I feel like
Or
Danielle
host
needs
your
a
own
chart
class.
I know,
For the
right?
legs. Okay, the next step.
With our next
Hello
HelloFresh meal.
Smell it.
Oh,
Oh, it smells so good.
Oh,
Smell.
it smells so good.
So concentrated notes of blackberry and
Everyone
red
here
fruit.
is happy except you.
I'm
We're
not
gonna
happy.
swirl.
I'm really not excited about drinking this either.
Go swirl. Smell
Oh,
it
it's
again.
even worse.
Oh, it's
So,
good.
I love how my
Blackberry.
mother is in the behind the scenes making the dirtiest face that I'm making. She's
Well,
like,
go
the
ahead,
apple
taste.
doesn't fall far from the tree.
no, she's making a horrible face too because she knows I have to drink
Make
this.
sure you save some. We have 2 food pairings. We have cheese and chocolate over here. So
Oh,
you
that
want to
is
make sure.
That is good.
But we're
So
also
the
going to
blackberry-
pass it for an aerating.
Kathy
Yes,
said
we
no.
have to do the
Lily has to
aerating.
try red wine. Kathy,
one's
thank you
good.
for your.
So threads of vanilla,
fantastic.
mocha,
No,
threads
it's
of
the mocha.
vanilla,
That's really
a little
good.
bit of tobacco, red fruit, and blackberry.
Why? Why?
I get the mocha and the blackberry. It tastes the tobacco.
Yes.
I get-
A little
If
bit.
you like wine,
It's
it's
good.
fine.
All right, guys, here we go.
Wine.
Okay, so you guys want to try it with the cheese?
Yes, please.
This is Gouda
Well, stop
cheese
tasting it now.
from
Taste
Amish
it.
country, no less.
Yeah. So when I went to Amish country, I may have bought 19 pounds of cheese and brought them
And pastries.
and pastries.
Who's
I
eating
got-
all the cheese, man?
I have no idea. Please come over and eat the cheese and the pastry. I bought 19.
I'm not leaving
I
till
like the
next week.
cheese.
I mean,
Yeah, please stay. Please stay. I have rooms available. I bought 19 pounds of cheese and Gouda was one of them.
Kathy Foster said to focus. I think that's for you.
Are you sure it's not for all of us?
The cheese is
You want
good.
to take that?
Oh, Danielle, this cheese is good.
This cheese is good.
So try it with the wine. This wine goes really well with Gouda cheese. Also really good with anything barbecue, like barbecue
Take
pulled
one more.
pork,
Mm-mm.
So those are eggs over
roast
there?
beef,
Oh, I don't know.
barbecued
Nothing
chicken.
creepy about that.
Is there
Put
eggplant
it on
over there?
Instagram.
No.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
thank you.
No, it's delicious.
And
This is why I
here's-
like red because I also love cheese.
Yes, I know.
This is ruining my cheese.
No, it's so good.
It's
I
so
love
good.
cheese.
This is so good.
Okay, guys. I'm trying.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Isn't it good?
Everyone here's happy but you.
I'm not happy.
One
So
of these
this is from
things.
Portugal, like I mentioned.
Yeah, just like one naysayer.
It is fermented in oak.
It's not getting better.
Amy.
Oh my gosh.
I'm so sorry.
This is getting exponentially better.
They are so happy, and I'm like,
Melinda brought us chocolate covered marshmallow eggs.
Yes.
lots of food. If
Oh,
you want to
cool.
be a studio audience member, know that you're going to get fed lots of food and cheese and pastries for the next few weeks.
Do you guys want to try your dark
I'll
chocolate
try both of
marshmallow?
them.
No,
Try this
let's
too?
try dark chocolate. I'm a
So
fan.
dark
I'm gonna take a
chocolate
couple.
and red wine is just so good together.
Super smart. I think
I've
they're
done
enough.
like
Oh, we
just
got plenty
just
of
last
the
weekend
chocolate.
I did a wine tasting
However,
that was a
I think
chocolate
the marshmallow
and wine
Yeah.
food pairing. So she had all kinds of different chocolates.
So
it's
The
kinda fun.
chocolate's good.
Is red wine traditionally
that
like
was
good
in
with
all.
cheese
For
and
marshmallow
chocolate?
eggs, I was
Is there
like,
ever like a white wine that goes with cheese and chocolate?
There's
Learn
definitely.
about
I mean,
those.
white wine I would say would go more with white chocolate.
Ooh.
They're just
You
so
could
good.
do like I did. We had a Pinot Gris from France that went really well with a dark chocolate orange. So like an orange flavored dark chocolate went really well with
Ooh.
that because it brought out some of the orange.
That sounds really
Or the
aromas in
oranges, or the chocolate oranges.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
But
that
like
chocolate and this white wine is amazing. I'm sorry, that red I can't do.
I'll drink it.
you could also do. I mean,
Just
there's
share
lots
it
of
with
cheeses
us.
that go
We're
with white
friends
wines. Brie, goat cheese.
I'm
you know,
all about
pepper
those
jack
chocolate
cheese
and white wine.
goes really well with like a Riesling or a Moscato, like a spicy cheese with a Moscato goes really well together.
I don't
Don't
do
knock it
spicy.
till you
Okay,
try
I'm totally gonna try it
Telling
with
you.
us.
I tried it and I'm knocking it. Ain't good. It's not good.
All right,
Stay away
so
from the red wine.
should we? Well, you guys
Sip
need
a
to finish your
solidarity
reds
that
first.
Even if we have different opinions,
We are here.
we're friends.
Yeah. She can drink all the red wine and I can drink all the white wine.
So
have
you
to
should
try
do
it
it with
with
the
the
egg.
marshmallow
It's
egg.
amazing.
Oh, they say it's really good. Okay, so if you're at
Alright.
home and you have red wine,
I gotta try one of those too.
Buy
Yeah,
some
okay,
marshmallow
Let's
eggs.
get you some.
marshmallow eggs.
I've never had a marshmallow.
Thank
egg.
you, Melinda.
Between
Oh.
now
I've
and
never
Easter, go get marshmallow eggs and red
I
wine.
know.
You're
Those are
welcome.
good.
I think.
Weren't you the one that on some show that we did? I'm part of 330 Network, and we did 330. Did we dip Oreos in wine?
We did dip Oreos in wine.
Hmm.
I was
That's-
dared.
That's where our relationship.
That's
She
my
was
favorite
dared. Like I was dared to drink out of a box of wine.
Exactly like that.
I feel like that's when our like podcast relationship started. This is actually good.
This is really good.
I like it.
I'm pleased.
I am very happy with this.
Out of the chocolate, the cheese, or the marshmallow egg was my favorite with wine.
Hands down.
I'm a
Marshmallow
fan.
egg with
Good to
wine.
know.
No, has been
Remember
voted
that.
the favorite.
I'm a fan. I am. Okay.
2 thumbs up.
I'm happy.
Okay.
I'm happy.
So I
with
have
this.
one of my
Aerate it.
fun
Somebody can finish
accessories.
this. I might need an extra glass.
We
Finish
can
your
get-
wine. So we're gonna pass the aerator.
I
with
feel
more
like that's
red
like
wine.
a chug
Wait,
it
I
now
have a
kind
couple
of.
extra glasses, or I don't know.
All right, bottoms up.
So I brought one of our
We'll
fun.
get this all. We'll all get there.
You guys finish that up while I talk.
We're the
about it.
left back here.
So I brought one of our
Yeah.
fun
That's
accessories.
perfect.
This is a magic decanter aerator.
I just
I'm
want to say I
sure-
have one and have loved it.
Yeah, it's great.
The whole time.
So, you've probably seen like the fancy crystal wine decanters that are like very narrow and they're wide
I'm
at the
in like a
bottom.
whole new world right
You
now.
hear about where you have to let your wine breathe. Well, I don't
For
have
red
time.
people.
Yeah. We'll come back to you in a minute.
This is for red people. I'm gonna check out.
But you
I've
can
had a
feel concerned.
decanter like that, and I've used it maybe 3 times.
Well, you have to
See,
wait to let it
you-
breathe.
and I don't
have time.
You red people have too much work to just drink your wine. I just pour and drink.
Okay.
Well, this isn't just for reds.
Oh.
Other things too. There's some tricks.
Whoa.
So the
What
red
other
wine.
things?
We will get to that, my
I'm
friend.
intrigued.
I'm intrigued.
Okay. So we'll talk about, I guess, the science behind why we're going to aerate our wine or why we decant it. So the red wine has tannins. The tannin is an antioxidant that's naturally occurring. It comes from the skins
I'm gonna steal this whole back.
of the grape, the seeds of the grape, the barrels that it's fermented in. So it's what makes the red wine taste dry. So you can feel it kind of in the back of your palate. If it's a really dry wine, you can feel it in your cheeks, your gums even.
But why?
It's a natural preservative in the wine, and it allows you to keep a red wine for quite some
I
time.
got kids. I don't need something to attack me.
Whereas-
Voluntarily.
That's why I drink my wine. So whereas a white has acid, and that makes you salivate. So you can usually feel that in the middle of your palate.
It's like
And that's with white wines.
hydration.
But the tannin allows you to keep your wine for longer. There's different levels. So like a Pinot Noir is very light red that's not dry. So that skin on the grape is not very thick. Whereas like a Syrah or a Cab or something like that has a thicker skin. And so that wine is going to have more tannins in it.
Okay.
So the aerator is why we use this when we're aerating our reds to kind of get rid of that tannin and counteract that antioxidant. So you would just put this over your glass, like so, and then you pour the wine, which we'll do in a second here. I still have some in here. So is anybody ready
It
to
also
aerate?
sounds really cool.
It does.
We
So
are
if
all
could do
tapped
one of
out
these by
back
the
here.
microphone, I'm always impressed with how it sounds. It's
Okay.
fun.
Maybe they can do that with it at
Yeah.
their.
All right.
So do you guys want to
Sure.
demonstrate? Okay. So here.
Do you wanna?
I'll let you guys pour your own. So just hold this over your glass, and then you're just going to
If you want,
aerate
I
a
can
little
hold
bit
the
into it. I would just do a little bit to start.
in case you can hear it.
Okay, 1 minute. I just don't want to end up with like wine on my lap.
Oh my.
That sounds really dirty.
It usually goes like, well, if you're pouring a whole glass.
I
it's
love
different.
how
Yeah,
like,
it
me and
bubbles.
her make the same faces
Your
when
mom.
something happens.
Apples don't fall far from the tree.
Okay.
When they
Oh,
eat
oh.
apples.
But why
Okay.
go to all
We
this
just
work
party
just
fouled
to
my
drink
phone.
wine?
All right, you
Like
wanna pour?
I don't get it.
Hey,
It's
Aerator.
aerator. But
Hey,
guys,
Danielle.
like drinking wine should not be work. You drink wine because of work. Like I'm so confused, guys.
sounds like
No,
a
I'm
t-shirt
sorry.
cup.
I'm sorry. I
Oh,
can't.
Transferred.
Danielle?
What?
1 minute.
There
Okay.
we go.
I also need
can
a
drink red
napkin
wine
for my
straight.
poor phone.
No, thank you.
But is it really so hard to pour it through a little mechanism?
You guys should hear it.
Sounds so bad.
It's funny.
Our
Sounds like you're
producer is
peeing in a
going
cup.
crazy.
Someone just had a baby. What just
There's
happened?
no babies.
Tell me what happened.
Our producer just said that it sounds like somebody's having a
Here, I'm
baby.
going to put it in
Just to let you know,
All
we
right.
have a lot of
Seriously,
food in the
you
house,
really
but
don't
no
know
one is
that.
having a
Oh my
baby
God.
here.
I can't even like imagine what it sounds like because I know what I'm thinking it sounds like.
Wow,
Yes,
that
please.
thing just looks funny. I don't want no. What?
It's like
Why? I don't get this a crazy train. I
There
agree.
you go.
Why?
Me.
Just why?
And it
So it
goes-
just makes it
It
taste
has this nice little seat. Wait, I'm trying to.
usually going
Mine has a
off the
logo.
That one, yeah, that's
Like,
a good one.
don't
Totally
get it.
derailed.
Anyway,
Maybe I'm not.
So,
that big of a
could you
drinker.
guys
Does
tell
it
the difference?
taste
Did you
different?
taste
I haven't
no.
tasted it yet. Wait,
Taste
1
it.
minute.
It should taste different.
I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna eat grapes.
Okay, you
I'm
eat the
gonna eat
grapes.
grapes.
You stick with your white.
Ooh.
I like it. Yes, it definitely tastes different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
Maybe
the
I
cinnamon
needed to be
that has
smoother,
gone
should
out.
drink white. Just saying.
Yeah, so it's not as dry and it just kind of
Yes.
smooths it out.
Which
If
I,
you,
I
if
prefer,
you
I
have to
think, a
change
little
the
bit more.
taste, you should have
Yeah.
just drank white.
No.
You don't have to always do it.
No, and actually,
Personal preference.
so I went to another wine tasting in North Carolina once where they were the same one where the guy talked about gurgling wine at tasting and it was awkward. He talked about like trying it both ways because there's some wines you'll like aerated and there's some wines you'll prefer not aerated.
Totally agree.
So trying it both ways and appreciating it. Danielle, it's not always about speed. Sometimes it's about appreciation.
No, thank you. When I'm drinking wine, I just need to get it down.
Well, we got the box over there. We can pour
Done.
it.
That's called a
I-
shot.
That's called a shot.
And you don't do that with wine.
I'm not a
I mean,
big
you could.
drinker, so when I need wine, I just want to drink wine.
We don't need wine, remember?
There are days when I need wine.
Last week we said we don't need it.
Send
I
wine,
kinda- I kinda
please.
This week I
Sometimes.
needed wine, but I'm not a bit like I don't do shots and I don't do beer and I don't do. I just want to drink my glass of wine. I don't want to.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Okay,
Moving on. What?
So,
what-
we did the aerator. The next thing I have to talk about is the sulfites. Sulfites get a bad rap. Not sulfates. Sulfates are in your shampoo. Sulfites.
I can wash my hair with wine now.
No,
No.
Okay.
don't do that. Sulfites get a bad rap. It has to do with the sulfites are also an antioxidant in the wine, and it occurs during the fermentation process. So some people say I can't drink red wine because it gives me a headache. Well,
Oh
it's
yeah.
because
remember
it's
this
the
now.
sulfites.
It's only
It's
the next
not
day.
the sulfites. That's if you drank too much and you didn't
Wait a
hydrate
minute.
with water.
Okay, so
Oh,
let's
And
be
you
honest.
drank a cheap
I
wine.
may not need to say
Which
this.
I do all the time.
I may not supposed to say this online, but so
Here it
when I
comes.
drink that when I drink that box of wine that you brought last week, every day that I drank it, even if I only had a glass, the next morning I woke up with a horrible headache.
Interesting.
Well,
But-
she just said if you buy cheap wine, you'll get a headache.
But when I drink my
Can, not
full
always.
bottle of wine some nights, I wake up the next day without a headache. So that's that box.
It could be, I'm going to talk about the headache part of it.
Okay.
Okay, so let's get back to the sulfites.
It's the corrugated paper.
Hashtag true story.
Okay, so sulfites, I got all of this information from Wine Folly, which is a really great site. So the sulfites are an antioxidant that occurs during the fermentation process when sulfur dioxide and water mix. It helps slow the chemical reaction that causes the wine to go bad. All wine, whether it says, even if you see wine that says sulfite free, it still has sulfites because it's just part of the fermentation process. So they
Does
can't.
it have less?
It would probably just not have
No added.
added sulfites because
Yeah.
winemakers will sometimes add sulfites to cure like afflictions in the wine. Let's say the pH is not where they want it to be, so they'll add sulfites to kind of bring it to where they want it to be. So 5% of people that have asthma can be affected by sulfites. So if they're also
I don't have asthma.
you
Drink
know,
whatever I want.
sensitivities to food that has sulfites in it, French fries, dried fruits, canned soup, cured meats. A lot of those have sulfites because it's a preservative or it's an antioxidant that helps with the chemical reaction. And so if they have like asthma symptoms from those things, then they would most likely have asthma symptoms
Interesting.
from the wine. And that's any wine. So the level, and people say, you know, I can't drink red because of the sulfites. Well, red actually has the least amount of sulfites. So
See?
white dessert wines
You can say whatever you want. I'm
have
gonna
the
drink it.
highest amount of sulfites because it prevents the secondary fermentation process from occurring because it has more sugar in it. That's why it's sweeter.
And
So
sulfites do increase the headache.
no.
No.
Sometimes the
I was
next
gonna say-
morning headache is worth
Because
it.
I get
It's
headaches
just
when I drink
maybe-
white wine. I don't get headaches when I drink red, but it might be just because I drink red more often than white.
It could be. I don't know. And then so white dessert wines have the most amount of sulfites. Then like medium sweet wines off dry wines is what we call them. Dry whites are next lowest, and then red wines have the least amount of sulfites in them. And that's because they have more tannin, which acts as an antibacterial preservative, and so it doesn't need sulfites.
Interesting.
Okay, and it does not cause a red wine headache. What
So
can?
typically red wine is what causes headache.
Wait, are you
Well,
trying
it
to bring
can.
this my direction?
I am totally throwing it her direction. See, we're allowed to shame each other,
So
remember?
there's a lot of different things that can cause the red wine headache as she pours some more.
So
So it
see,
can
it's a good
be-
thing not to drink red wine.
It's a good thing. It is. A
I'm
good
just
thing to
eating the
drink red.
chocolate. All
It
of
does
the
have more
chocolate.
antioxidants, heart healthy
give
antioxidants,
this
which are called
chocolate to a friend.
polyphenols.
Please get it away from me because I've probably already eaten a whole pound of it.
So some of the things that can cause the red wine headaches are
Thank you.
histamines in the wine, and the body. So their histamines are like if you have an allergic reaction, your body releases the antihistamines to kind of counteract that histamine. So it can cause a headache, runny nose, flushed cheeks, stuffy nose, things like that.
So your red wine is
that
making you sick.
and red wines typically are higher in the histamines.
Fair enough.
But it
I'll
also
take it.
could be triggered by if it's higher in sugar. A lot of mass-produced wines have higher sugar. They boost
Moscatos have really high sugar.
they
That's what I
add
think it
sugar to boost the alcohol content of these mass-produced
I'll
wines.
take it.
Also, if you're not drinking enough water, I mean that's kind of
Well, that's a given because there's
Well,
drinking 101.
most days
I feel
I go
like
to bed having had coffee, Diet Coke, and wine. Healthy.
Water is
Right
yeah.
here. Just
I'm-
kidding. Not proud of it.
I have nothing good to say on this topic.
It's just
Oh,
a
don't forget
fact.
about the ice wine. Yes.
Oh,
yes, we
Let's
gotta
do
move
it
on
on
to
that.
ice wine.
Let me tell
Okay.
a story.
So this is not a traveling vineyard wine, but this is a wine
Yeah.
that you can go ahead and.
Yes.
Should I grab the ice wine?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my dad works in Florida, and he is probably watching because that's
Is
just
it
him.
still cold?
It is still cold. He told me I had to keep it in the refrigerator. So he is traveling back from Florida, but sent a special friend to send this tonight for us to try and drink. This is the only wine.
He loves
He
you.
does love me. I called him a soccer dad earlier.
He's a soccer dad, and this is Danielle's soccer game.
So he does not miss a show. He is so supportive and loves me so much, and I feel it. So he sent this wine. He actually called a friend to go pick it up
Aw.
to send it to us. So we have to definitely talk about it and try it.
Thanks, Glenn.
So you think I'm a wine snob? You should meet my mom. So my mom.
Well, she was nodding with you the whole time.
I know. She will only drink. So at least my wine bottle costs $15. Her wine bottle costs like $40. She will only drink ice wine because she is
My
awesome.
box of wine that has 7 bottles in it costs $18.99.
So we're a little fancy over here. And my mom's a little fancier than me. So she will only drink ice wine. So tell us what you do know about this because you said you
Yeah, we're
didn't
putting her on
I
the spot
don't know
here.
a whole lot about ice wine. I just know that it's made in a certain way that is like a very extensive process. So I think that's what drives up the price. But also, the grapes are frozen when they harvest them. I think it's after the first frost or first
I
freeze
think
or
it's the
something
first
like that.
frost.
And so what that does is it concentrates the sugars in the grape, and so that's why it's so sweet. I mean, it's like syrupy sweet.
It's
So
syrupy
yeah,
sweet.
that's
We're
really
just
all that I
sweet.
know about
My
it.
mom and
But
I
I mean,
are
the
very
bottle is
sweet,
so
so we
small.
like
Danielle,
sweet
have
wine.
you ever
Look
had
how
ice
small the
wine?
bottle is.
I have.
Oh,
So,
so
yeah,
It's very concentrated.
The bottle's like a quarter of the size and costs 3 times as much.
yeah, it's
Thank
super
you,
fancy.
Dad.
Thank you. But I'll say, so it's funny because my husband and I both really like, obviously, 'cause I've shown my opinion this whole time, dry red wines, but we also really appreciate an ice wine for what it is. So I think you just have to, if you're a dry wine drinker, I think just appreciate it for what it is and see it as a dessert that you have at the end of a meal,
Absolutely.
which is what we're gonna do.
Awesome. Sounds
Pass it
good.
around.
I'm excited.
Everybody better appreciate this because, wow,
Don't.
that is a
I appreciate
That is a healthy pour.
I'm trying to get all the red out of here I can.
I'm appreciating this.
No.
I don't know if he's still watching. Oh, he is still watching.
Hey, ladies.
So thank you,
One
Len.
second.
Oh,
We
Bethany
should-
back there is super smart. She has a paper towel. She's actually cleaning out her glass.
That's because she's
That's a
good.
smart way to taste wine.
She's a professional wine drinker.
Only on days that end in Y.
Only in days
Oh,
that end in
that's
wine. I love you.
I think Bethany and I need to be better friends than we are.
We should be.
She's my call friend.
You may
I'm
have
telling
made a
you.
cake for my daughter once upon a time.
I did.
Yeah.
This one didn't have one of those little pouring things.
No, because
No,
it's our
it
own.
didn't.
Not that
mix.
fancy.
It
And
wasn't
where's
from
your
a
glass?
traveling vineyard.
Where's your glass?
She
You're
wants
not
her
on.
non-child
So
taste
my
glass.
mom is like avoiding the camera like it's her job. She
Mm.
just like scooted her glass.
That's really good.
See, okay, this is so.
It
It's
does
so
just taste like
syrupy.
I can only drink.
Drink out of the bottle.
It doesn't
Really
fall
good.
far from a tree. Whatever.
It's amazing.
There's no judgment here.
Oh
We
my
are
gosh,
so
that's so
seriously.
sweet.
There's 3 left.
I mean, look at the legs on
All
it.
right.
It is
Cheers, girl.
full-bodied.
So the legs are beautiful. The color is beautiful.
Yes.
So good. It's so sweet.
Dude, she just got him to drink wine, and I haven't got him to drink anything.
This is so sweet, but I just appreciate it because it owns what it is.
Yeah.
Like,
It is. It
it's a
might not
really
be your
great
favorite
dessert.
thing, but it
I'm
would
excited.
be great with the dessert.
My mom is chugging the bottle back here, just so you know, guys.
You know, some people have commented throughout the show that we're off the rails. We're really off the rails now because we're chugging bottles of ice wine.
We're not chugging. So I drank out of a box last week. My mom's chugging a box.
Willie
back here.
Luscious Noggin. Melinda?
This shows a
Hiding
lot about
back.
our family. Don't judge. We're not a shame show.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Okay, so what can they
That was
expect
really
coming up on our show?
What is next week? You're gone next
I'm
week.
gone next week. You guys,
It's just me next week.
we're only on week 3. We were actually
Oh!
going to start
But
like,
I'll be
next
back.
week.
But Bethany will be with me
Yes.
next week. So next week is about summer plans with your kids. So guys, it's right around the corner. Some of you may be excited. Some of you may be dreading and drinking more wine than normal.
Send
But
lots
that's
of
exactly
wine.
what we want to talk about.
But we will be talking about all things to do with kids, from summer camps to daycares available, $3 movies, and just a little bit of everything. Bowling, there's free bowling. So all of kind of the normal things that you hear about, and then Bethany's going to share with us everything else. So Bethany, you want to give us like a couple seconds of what you're going to share with us?
So I'm going to tell you a little bit about Hula Frog, which is a site you want to be on if you have kids because it tells you everything to do in the local Akron area, and it's really cool.
Awesome.
Kind of
Yeah.
what you do, because who wants those kids home?
So,
do it too.
some people do. Some people
I do
want
not
their
want them
kids
home. So I
It's
may be a
adult
little
friendly,
OCD
too.
about my house staying clean. So the longer the children are in the house, the dirtier it gets. So we just get them out of the house.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's kind of funny because when Danielle asked me to do this show and we picked the start date, originally it was going to be like today or next week, and I was like, well, I'm kind of out of town on April
Of
4th.
course she is.
Mm-hmm.
You had planned that though.
So we
Shortly.
bumped it up a little bit. We're going to Colorado, me and my husband and my kids, and so I'll definitely be in the comments. I guarantee.
But she's gonna then have so much to share with us.
I'm gonna have so many things to
3
say in the
weeks
comments.
from now, we're gonna be talking about vacationing with kids.
That's true. That's coming up.
So she's
That's
gonna have so much to discuss. So I vacation with kids, but then I also see the importance of vacationing without the children.
Yes.
I will say this
And
is our
kids.
first vacation with us and the kids without any other family. Well, we're staying at Andrew's cousin's house, so we're kind of cheating a little bit. But overall, like, we're gonna get on the plane with us and our kids and no other family.
So I
That's the
vacation
first.
a lot. So last year I took 7 vacations. I boarded a plane 3 times with my children. I took 7 vacations. So I know how to travel with them, but I know how
That'll
to
be
travel
coming
with
up.
them too. So.
So next week is summer plans with kids. What do? Do you love it? Do you hate it? How do you keep
Do you
them
just
busy?
survive it?
Do you just survive it? Like, are you surviving or thriving? We want to know.
Exactly.
And then the week after, we're talking about online dating.
Online dating. So
Oh,
we're going to
yes.
talk about
Sarah's coming back for that one.
Sarah is going to be
Yay.
our success story for online dating. I don't know what my online dating story is going to be.
Well, hers doesn't exist yet. It's-
Well, mine did
I mean,
exist.
it did exist,
But it
and
no
then
longer
it's coming
exists,
soon.
so we'll see. And then we've got somebody who's in it right
in
now.
the thick of it.
In the thick. And is going to talk about kind of the ins and outs and what
You
to
guys,
expect
I've
and what
heard
you wish you
crazy
didn't
stuff.
expect.
I've heard crazy stuff about online dating nowadays. Crazy.
Yeah.
But it's
So-
also just where our world is gone and what we're doing. So,
Exactly.
and even like the week before, you guys, if you're not following us on Instagram and Facebook, do it now because we have a comedy show coming to you from Danielle's daughter Olivia. Woo! Future comedian extraordinaire.
She
Oh, yeah.
is wonderful at improv and just Wait till you
She
see
has
it.
thoughts about online dating.
She
At
does.
11 years old.
So at 11 years old, she already has the best tips. to
Just
give
wait.
you
It's
the
gonna be
best
so good. It's
online
so
dating
good.
It's
profile.
hilarious. It'll be hilarious, guys. I've seen her.
It's so good. I second
I'm
that.
gonna tune in for that.
Tune in. All right. Thank
So
you
that's
guys
for 2 weeks.
for joining us tonight. We've learned a lot. Thank you so
Yes,
much for being our
thanks
guest.
for having me. I had a great time.
And if you have any questions, we will drop her link as well as her information for you to contact at any time to host your own.
Yeah,
So
because
fun.
this was only half of what you could host in your kitchen or living room or dining
But
room.
if you have a
Yep,
party, you have to
outside.
invite us because we need more Skittles
Yeah, we'll
and
come.
grapes.
And
I'll drink
marshmallow
the red
I'll
wine.
eggs.
bring the grapes and the lemons.
I won't
Yeah.
drink your red wine.
I'll drink all your
Or
red
for
wine.
me. All right. Thank you so much for joining us this week.
Bye.
We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.